You hate what it represents. You hate that small, quiet moment at night when the world goes still and you're left alone with it and with yourself. You hate the sound, the mask, the air pushing into your lungs like a reminder that something inside you doesn't work the way it should. And when you think about traveling, when you think about carrying that machine into airports, hotel rooms, someone else's house, it hits you in a place deeper than inconvenience. It feels like exposure, like walking through security holding your vulnerability in a clear plastic bag. You tell people it's just for sleep. You joke about it. You downplay it. But inside, it feels like a quiet confession. I need help. And you've spent most of your life trying not to need anyone. You've learned to carry your pain privately, to fix your own problems, to be the strong one, the dependable one, the one who doesn't complain. So when the doctor said sleep apnea, you nodded calmly. But something inside you cracked, because it wasn't just about sleep. It was about the story you tell yourself when no one is listening. The story that says you're supposed to be tougher than this, healthier than this, less complicated than this. And now here you are researching travel CPAP machines like it's some kind of secret mission. But it's not just about size or battery life. It's about dignity. It's about control. It's about not wanting to feel like a burden in a hotel room with someone you care about. It's about not wanting to explain why you can't just skip it for one night. You've skipped enough things in your life trying to fit in. You've skipped your own needs before. You know what that cost you? So now you're here looking at machines, quiet ones, smaller ones, more discreet ones. And beneath all that research is one unspoken question. Which one lets me feel like myself again? Because sleep apnea doesn't just take your breath at night, it takes your confidence in the day. The exhaustion seeps into everything. You wake up foggy, irritable, disconnected. You start doubting your sharpness, your edge, your ability to show up fully. And no one sees the war happening inside you. They just see you tired. But you know it's deeper. You know it's deeper. You know what it feels like to drag yourself through conversations while your mind feels heavy, to smile while your body feels like it's made of sand, to pretend you're fine when all you want is uninterrupted rest. And when you think about traveling without your therapy, you know the risk. You know how quickly one bad night becomes three, how three become a week, how a week becomes that familiar spiral of self-criticism. You've lived that before. You remember the trip where you didn't bring it. You thought, I'll be okay. It's just a few nights. You weren't okay. You snapped at someone you love. You felt detached from moments that were supposed to be meaningful. You looked at photos later and barely recognized the tired version of yourself standing there. That's the part people don't talk about. This isn't about comfort. It's about who you are when you're rested. It's about protecting the version of you that feels steady, present, alive. With BHE Daniel. Daniel is 42, successful, responsible, the kind of person people rely on. He avoided travel for a year after his diagnosis, not because he couldn't afford it, not because he didn't want to go. He told himself it was about logistics, but it wasn't. It was shame. The first time he took his CPAP on a work trip, he kept it hidden in his suitcase until midnight. He waited for his colleague to fall asleep before setting it up in the dark. He lay there staring at the ceiling, mask in hand, heart pounding like he was about to confess something terrible. That's how deep this goes. That's how personal it feels. But here's what changed everything for him. He got tired of being tired, not physically, emotionally, tired of negotiating with his own health, tired of shrinking himself in hotel rooms, tired of acting like taking care of himself in hotel rooms, tired of acting like taking care of himself is embarrassing. He stopped asking, which machine makes me look less broken? And he started asking, which machine supports the life I actually want to live? That's when the comparison stopped being about specs and started being about self-respect. When you're looking at travel CPAP machines, you see numbers, weight in ounces, noise in decibels, battery duration, humidification, options. But underneath those numbers is something deeper, freedom. Some machines are ultra compact. They fit in your palm, designed for mobility, for the person who moves fast and doesn't want to feel anchored. Others are slightly larger, but offer more comfort, better humidity control, stronger pressure support. They're built for stability. One whispers so quietly you barely notice it's there. Another offers longer battery life so you don't lie awake worrying about power outlets. And here's the truth. No comparison chart will tell you. The right machine isn't the smallest one. It isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that removes friction from your life. If you travel often, if airports and hotels are part of your rhythm, a lighter machine with FAA-approved battery options might feel like reclaiming ease. If you camp or go places without reliable electricity, extended battery life might not be convenience, it might be peace of mind. If dry air leaves you miserable, built-in humidification isn't luxury, it's preservation. You are not dramatic for caring about these details. You are protecting your future self. You are saying, I matter enough to sleep well anywhere. And that is not weakness. The smallest travel CPAP models are almost symbolic. They represent minimal intrusion. They slip into your bag without announcing themselves. They feel discreet. And for someone who spent years trying not to take up too much space, that matters. But be honest with yourself. Are you choosing small because it fits your travel style or because you're trying to make your condition invisible? There's a difference. Other machines are a little bulkier but more robust. They offer integrated humidifiers, smoother pressure transitions, more detailed tracking. They say, I'm not hiding. They say, this is part of me. And that can feel terrifying, but also freeing. Daniel eventually upgraded to a model with better battery support and easier setup. He stopped setting it up in the dark. On his next trip, he unpacked it casually. No apology, no explanation. His colleague glanced at it once and said, oh, my dad uses one of those. That was it. All that fear. All that internal drama, and the world barely flinched. You build these monsters in your mind, stories about how people will see you, judge you, label you. But most people are too busy fighting their own battles to scrutinize yours. The real battle is inside. It's the voice that says, you're different now. Yes, you are. You're someone who refuses to ignore a medical condition. You're someone who chooses oxygen over ego. You're someone who travels prepared. That's not fragility, that's discipline. When comparing travel CPAP options, ask yourself real questions. How often do you travel a V? Do you need something ultra portable for carry-on only trips? Do you sleep in dry climates where humidification changes everything? Will you camp, road trip, fly internationally? Do you need USB charging options or universal voltage compatibility? These are practical questions, but they're also psychological ones. Because what you're really asking is, what kind of life am I building? If you're building a life of movement and exploration, choose the machine that supports that momentum. If you're building a life of comfort and steady routines, choose the one that prioritizes that. You are not buying a device. You are investing in the version of you who wakes up clear-headed in a city far from home. You are investing in mornings where you don't feel like you're dragging chains. You are investing in conversations where you're present, in memories where you're awake enough to feel them, and memories where you're awake enough to feel them. And maybe, just maybe, this is bigger than sleep. Maybe this is about finally stopping the cycle of self-neglect. You've spent years pushing through fatigue, ignoring headaches, undersleeping, proving yourself. To who? You don't need to prove your toughness by suffering. The turning point comes when you realize something uncomfortable. Your health doesn't care about your pride. Your body doesn't respond to denial. It responds to care. And care requires courage. Courage to carry the machine through security. Courage to set it up in front of someone. Courage to say, this is what I need. That courage changes you. Because once you allow yourself to meet your needs without shame, everything shifts. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You stop minimizing your struggles. You stop pretending exhaustion is normal. The ultimate travel CPAP comparison isn't about brand loyalty. It's about alignment. Alignment between your life and your choices, between your needs and your actions. The psychological truth is simple. When you consistently choose your well-being, your self-worth rises. Not because of the machine, but because of the message behind it. I am worth protecting. You might not say that out loud, but every night you strap that mask on, you're saying it. Every time you pack it carefully before a trip, you're saying it. Every time you resist the temptation to skip it, you're saying it. And something inside you heals. The part that once felt abandoned. The part that once felt unseen. Because now you're showing up for yourself. You're not hiding. You're not running. You're not pretending. You don't need help. You are choosing breath. You are choosing clarity. You are choosing longevity. And that choice ripples outward into your relationships, into your work, into your confidence. So which travel CPAP is right for you? The one that fits your life without forcing you to shrink. The one that makes you feel empowered, not embarrassed. Maybe it's the ultralight model that disappears into your backpack. Maybe it's the slightly larger unit with built-in humidification and stronger battery options. There is no universally perfect answer. There is only the honest answer, the one that matches your truth. And here's the emotional shift I want you to feel right now. This machine is not a symbol of weakness. It is a symbol of survival, but of responsibility, of self-respect. It is evidence that you are willing to face reality instead of hiding from it. That's powerful. You are not broken. You are adapting. You are evolving. You are choosing to travel with breath in your lungs and clarity in your mind. And that choice matters more than anyone's passing opinion. So when you're standing there comparing models, reading specs, watching reviews, don't just ask which one is quieter, ask which one allows you to live without apology, ask which one protects the energy you need to be fully you, then choose it, not timidly, not reluctantly. Choose it like someone who understands their own value. Pack it without shame, set it up without hesitation. Sleep deeply, wake up steady, and walk into the world knowing that taking care of yourself is not something to hide. It is something to honor. You've carried enough in silence. You don't have to carry shame with it. Breathe, travel, live, and never apologize for choosing the air that keeps you alive.